Hey, Rasheem, don't you go nowhere, man. This one was for you. I had you in mind. Um, because we did have the conversation about legacy, more down the family route. The other day, 2 days ago, we had a conversation about legacy and the importance of last names, the importance of, just furthering that because we all got, a time limit on this earth, right? We're not going to be here forever. So just furthering your bloodline and stuff like that. If y'all don't know, Carmelo Anthony was inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple days ago, 2 days ago,
Yeah, it was
maybe,
Saturday.
I think. Saturday. Okay, he was inducted in the Hall of Fame on Saturday. Um, I kind of knew that he had a little bit of Hispanic blood. I don't know what they call it, Hispanic or Latino. Don't want to be disrespectful. I kind of knew that he had a little bit, but I didn't know that his dad was full blown Puerto Rican, right? And so when he got on stage, apparently his dad has passed away. He gave a nice little speech about his dad. I put it in the jumbo. And he ended it off saying this one is for Puerto Rico. Right. It caused a little stir in the FBA chats in that side of Twitter because it was seen as convenient to delineate from black culture when it's when you're getting this type of award. I thought that he was just in my opinion furthering his dad's legacy and his name because his dad is a part of his life in any type of way, and it was clear that he had a lot of love for him. But I just seen it as that aspect of importance of just furthering your dad. But I want to know how other people felt about that. We got Cortland is the sports nigga. But I did want to hear Rasheem first. Rasheem, then Cortland, then Scully.
Yeah, man. Okay, so first of all, shout out to Carmelo. Me, I'm a huge Knicks fan, so it was great to see him being inducted to the Hall of Fame. And I did watch his speech also on that Saturday night as well. It was a great speech. Um, and of course, I did saw the internet do internet things when they had that reaction to what he said. Look, this is like the biggest like conversation I feel like people feel to not really understand, right? You know, Carmelo Anthony is a black man, okay, who just happens to have a Puerto Rican father. You know what I'm saying? And Carmelo Anthony is proud to also just have that Puerto Rican influence in him. He, for anybody who's been to Puerto Rico, there's a basketball court that he is like pretty much in his name now in La Perla. It's like very nice. It used to be like looking like crap, and then he went there and really fixed it up nicely. But again, not to stray from the point. Yeah, like I said, this may get some slander from people, but the fact is a fact, right? Like black people exist in Latin America, all right? And again, Carmelo Anthony is not denying his blackness. We've seen him many times be almost like a social activist in the community, for many years and speak out many injustices that has been happening within the community. You know what I'm saying? So I think people, especially the really intense FBA crowd, see this as disrespect, but I didn't see that disrespect at all. I think the man is, again, proud to be black. I think the man is also just proud to have a Puerto Rican heritage as well, and I think he's basically just marrying both. That's all. Marrying both, I should say.
Go ahead, Cortland. How you feeling today? What's the word?
What's up, everybody? I don't think it should have been no controversy, right? I mean, Carmelo been like pretty vocal about his Puerto Rican side. His mother's black, like she's raised in America. His father was a revolutionary. Like his father holds a very important and like a very important role in the Puerto Rican community. Carmelo Iriarte. He was part of like one of their big like their version of the Black Panthers, if that makes sense. I think they would like to call it the Young Lords or something like that. And correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think they were called the Young Lords. But they basically were like fighting against discrimination against like Puerto Ricans. And that man died when he was 2 years old, when Carmelo was 2 years old. So for the most part, Carmelo only knew, I think he's talked about this before, he only knew of his black side of the family, really, right? Like he didn't really like no, because I mean his father died before he was even conscious he was in the world for real. So once he embraced his Puerto Rican side, I mean, Rasheem said, like he went to Puerto Rico. He's been very integral in their communities. But he's always talked about his black side. Like he's always identified. He doesn't identify as a Puerto Rican man, right? Like he identifies that side of himself, but he mostly is a black man. Like you talk to Carmelo, I've talked to Carmelo before. Like and that dude is and for lack of better terms, he's a nigga through and through. Like his mannerisms, how he carry himself, like that's what he is. I think for him to dedicate that part of a special moment for him to his father, right, was special. I think it was heartfelt. I think it should be respected. I don't think everything should be tied back to, oh, and all of a sudden he's delineating. Because he didn't say, I'm Puerto Rican and that's all I am. He just said, I carry the flag in my heart, which he does because that runs through his blood. His mother was sitting in a crowd, like, and was, you know what I mean, and was brought to tears because of the man she loved was a Puerto Rican man, and she bore a child that did something great with his life. And so, like, bro, I think people be overblowing things. I think this is one of those things um, just to want to cause a stir and be seen. Every now and again, like things get quiet, like on that side, things quiet down, and then it takes one thing for them to come back and bubble back up. I like I said, I don't think it was a big deal or as big a deal as people want to make it.
Go ahead, Scully. Kenya, I did want to hear from you on this as well. We go ahead, Scully. Then we got A Dog Kenya.
I'm actually shocked at how many people were shocked that his son was Puerto Rican because he put the Puerto Rican flag on one of his on one of his sneakers. He put the Puerto Rican flag on there, and I thought everybody knew it when he was with Lala because he had a Puerto Rican flag tattoo or some shit like that. But I mean, it's good. It's good that son got up there and gave props to everything that made him who he was on, the biggest stage for him in his career to talk about who made you personally and professionally. Uh, I think people were more concerned about him not shouting out Lala than they were about his Puerto Rican history.
Yeah, she ain't getting no love on my
Why
Hall
would
of
he
Fame
shout out
speech.
Lala?
You ain't married. What is you talking
Uh,
about, Scope?
Listen, you got to shout out the BBL Bandit. Even though she's getting cracked on Power and the Shy every week when you see her, you still got to shout out your BM because if she not who she is, then who's watching your kid and making sure your kid is doing what you need to do when
Stop it.
you on a road
Never.
trip? When you on a road trip,
You know what I did like? I really enjoyed seeing Carmelo's daughter interacting with his son. That was something that I thought was very heartfelt. Them being there, the whole family, grandmas, siblings, but seeing the daughter there, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool because that's the cheat baby. But
very wholesome to have the side kid with the main kid. Very wholesome.
very wholesome. I ain't gonna lie. You got to keep the family together by any means. Go ahead, A Dog. Then we got Kenya.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention the whole thing about like black people accepting all different types of black people, different shades and everything kind of goes back to like the Tyla topic of as well of her, calling herself colored and everything. Like there's all different types of shades of black people. But um yeah, but it also leans into like the father, like the erasure of the father kind of thing. Like just because his dad is like not black, it doesn't mean he can't represent his father or his other lineage. Kind of goes to the last name topic that we had a bit ago. But yeah, that's all I would say.
Legacy, Kenya, you hear that? Legacy. Go ahead.
That's taking it somewhere else. Um, I get the debate because I get the climate. I am a very ardent supporter of FBA. As what would I be? A trend American? As a trend American woman, I think that online it's very convoluted and very heightened and people are just grasping at straws and trying to like use these things to prove a point. But in actuality, yes, people are bi-ethnic. People, like, I mean, like, what are we talking about? People can't control where their parents are from, and they shouldn't feel like they can't be proud of wherever either parent is from. That's ridiculous. So I don't think it's a problem on that front. I don't think it's him not acknowledging his black side, because apparently he does and has. So I don't even really know too much like where the fight comes from. FBA's stance when it comes to what they talk about, I think has a lot of validity, a lot of credence. I think politically they should do what they do. But I think that when it comes to these social matters, it feels very forced and very stupid, because I mean, people should still be able to celebrate where they're from. Like, we're in the weeds here.
Yeah, I think with Carmelo, he has always, in my opinion, right, front facing being a black man. Um, there was really no wavering with that. And so when I seen these things, it really didn't, I just was like, oh shit, his dad, his dad Puerto Rican? Oh, he repping his dad died. It was like, in some instances, like new information for me.
That's all I thought
Like,
too.
and it
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, that's solid. Like my mind did go to the legacy topic of, even when he's not here and he not, being somebody who passed down millions of dollars and nothing. No, but he had a lasting impact on his son's life. So even years later, he, talks about his influence and how he is, and where he got to where he got and
I
still
agree
keeping his
with that.
family
Right. It
apart.
sounds like right. It sounds like he was in his child's life. That was my only point. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's
So
fine.
for
Right.
me,
Right.
that was like
You
a
could
lot.
only
So
leave the legacy if you're there. Right.
But when I was scrolling and I seen it was kind of funny, but it was nasty at the same time, of Carmelo and his two siblings with his mama, and it was like Carmelo be like, me no black. I was like, come on, man, we gotta stop. There has to be a line drawn somewhere. I do agree with a lot of the fundamental Black American ideas. But there are some radicals out here that, in this instance, like Kenya said, you in the weeds, fam. You in the goddamn weeds. Go ahead, Cortland.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad y'all kind of segued into that, because I don't know if y'all was around during the height of this FBA shit, right? But I was, and
Me too.
the one thing, that these, I'm not going to insult them, but the one thing that they do is they always talk about indigenous culture. Indigenous. I'm indigenous. I'm native. I'm indigenous, right? Cool. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I stand with that. I'm indigenous, right? Cool. I got lineage on both sides. So, but then when you go to Puerto Rico, guess what? They also indigenous. It's an American island. It's not just an American territory. It's an American island. They're just as American as everybody else. They just so happen to speak Spanish, right? They just so happen to be conquered by Spain and owned by Spain, but they're Americans, right? Like they don't have to have a passport to come here. Like they can come here and they can dwell and be fine. But it seems like when you don't talk like a continental black American, you don't look like a continental black American, you just get ostracized. It's never all inclusive. They don't never include the one, like all of the people. They just include some of the people. And that'd be where my problem lies with it, is you don't want to include a Carmelo Anthony, right? Or um even though they don't fuck, like she don't fuck with us for real, a Jennifer Lopez, right? Like they are, because when you go to Puerto Rico as a black person, like they accept you, right? They know where their lineage is, and they talk to you like a nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't delineate themselves. Like, yes, we're Puerto Rican, but we're American, and they'll tell you that. So it's kind of weird to me that, like, that man got up there and honored his father, and then online, the very people that have supported Carmelo Anthony, I'm pretty sure were fans of Carmelo Anthony at some point, like we all have been or are or whatever, right? Are now slandering him for honoring a father and somebody who was a civil rights leader in his own right. I just think that's weird to me. Like, it's like, bro, if you're gonna be inclusive, include all indigenous peoples, not just some of them.
I get that. Go ahead, check. What's the word?
Here, hey, this is my conversation. You know what I'm talking about? Carmelo
Oh
Anthony
my
honors his
God, I
Puerto
did not
Rican
know he was
side.
in here.
Hey, man, you feel me? I got summoned. I got like 6 people send me this space. You feel me? But I had to come through.
Hey,
Um,
Chad.
how you doing? What's up, Ken? What's up, family? What's up, everybody? You
What's
know what
going
I'm
on,
saying?
Chad?
Chilling, man. Okay, so as far as the conversation, nothing's wrong with him honoring his father. I want to say that first and foremost. We're not upset about him honoring his father. You can do that. The issue is that your father's culture is not what raised him. His father's culture is not necessarily what contributed to why he's successful. And this happens a lot of the time in the conversation. Folks will be half of the lineage, which is cool. We accept mixed people. I guess. But then they start doing this dual allegiance thing. You see what I'm saying? And it's kind of like it's distasteful, you know. Like I'm gonna keep it a buck. So I don't think from the conversations that I was having, it wasn't the fact that bro was celebrating because he is Puerto Rican. Well, he's half Puerto Rican. So he is half Puerto Rican. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, it's like we saw the look on his mom's face, the one who's there who raised him. She was shaking her head. It just looked like.
Check, that's nasty. Stop it.
You
I hate
feel
that
me?
part.
But she was.
She would, that wasn't because he said that. And y'all know
Okay,
that.
why was she shaking her head?
Because
Okay, we don't
disbelief, my
know. This is
baby
a
is
bunch
up
of
there.
speculation. We don't
You
know.
right.
My
That's
baby is up there
disgusting.
and
This
he
is
made the Hall of
speculation.
Fame.
Check, that's crazy. Okay, wait, check. Did you hear what I said? Were you in here?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, so his father passed away, right? When he comes to honor his father and to talk about whatever influence his father has had on his life, is it problematic to mention his father's ethnicity and how that may have affected him?
You said, is it problematic for him to mention his father's ethnicity?
Yes. Is it problematic for him to acknowledge that his
No,
father
it's
was
not
Puerto Rican?
problematic. No, it's not problematic for him to mention his father's ethnicity. And if the speech would have kind of stayed on his father more so, then yeah, but it turned into for every Puerto Rican out there, it's like, okay, bro, like, all right, like and this is kind of what niggas be talking about. You wasn't born over there. You don't speak Spanish. You didn't grow up in the culture. You grew up with your black ass mama, but then niggas want to be different. So it's like, let him. He want to be Puerto Rican, let him. He's a Puerto Rican now. But you see what I'm saying? It's the double dipping.
But
You know what I'm saying? And this is how most mixed people do. They're
That's what
black
they
with the
did.
speak
okay, so
English,
like,
Hold on,
and then
but
they
hold
dip on
on,
their other
Courtland's,
check.
side.
but
Hold on, wait
wait,
1 second.
so it
Check.
sounds like
Y'all
Courtland's
didn't make him Puerto
point,
Rican, fam.
but it sounds
Check.
like Courtland's point is quite valid then, right? Even if it did seem no, it actually does sound pretty valid because if Cortland is saying that you guys are only acknowledging continental, okay, Black Americanness, at the end of the day, Puerto Rico is still a part of the Americas, all right, and it's still an American territory. So just because the melanated people in Puerto Rico are not on the east or west coast, it's something that just can't be acclaimed.
I think we're being disingenuous for the sake of the conversation.
No, I don't think that's
Um,
fair though,
Puerto,
Jack.
Puerto Rico was one of the last U.S. territories to be a territory of the United States, so that's fine. It is recognized as a territory, and it probably will be quote unquote a 51 state if there ever was one. I'm not cool. I'm saying is it's a cultural difference, and we can all acknowledge that. So when
But
we're
if it's,
talking about
but you don't,
America,
but check, there is
can
a
I
different
finish?
culture on the West Coast than the East Coast. All
Mm-hmm.
Black Americans might have a different culture state to
Mm-hmm.
state. That's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Let me just add a little bit of fact to this conversation. Check, would you include Alaska as being American?
For the sake of this conversation, yes.
Because the dates and when Alaska became a state
Yeah, it
and
was
Puerto
1947 through the
it was
Alaskan
no, it
Purchase.
was became a state in nineteen fifty
Yeah,
nine.
59.
Puerto Rico was unincorporated territory in 1952. So the dates line up, and so if you would include one, it seems like you're not including the other just because.
Okay, so I cannot include both.
Just because they do the bachata,
You
You see what I'm
just
saying?
twist
that's
your
not
I'll
fair.
stereotypes
not
the
Because they
way
do
include
a
you
little
both.
just. So
merengue,
You see what I'm
Check.
you
saying?
cool then.
No, if y'all
Check.
want me to, no,
Stop
no,
it.
no,
Stop
no, no,
it.
no, no.
Argue.
if you're going to attack my logic and say that I'm being
He
illogical,
just said he was going to include
hey,
Alaska. Then when you said
excuse
it was
me,
going to
and I
include
corrected
Puerto Rico,
myself.
he switched
Check,
it.
And I
come on,
corrected
explain this
myself.
Hey,
to me,
y'all,
check.
Yeah, and I
let
corrected
him get it
myself.
off.
Explain this to me, check. How this
And
work?
I'm allowed to do that. I got you.
But
So
check, you
again,
don't think his
Hold on, wait, let
father
him go, Kenya. Let
passing
him go,
might
let him
have
go.
influenced the
Hold on,
sauce that
Kenya,
he
let
Let
him
put?
him
get
go
it
real
off.
quick. We go because I need to hear this. Go ahead, check.
again, last time I checked, it wasn't during Puerto Rican History Month that he dropped a fact about Puerto Ricans every day. Last time I checked, he wasn't playing for a Puerto Rican team. Last time I checked, you feel me, he has these privileges because he's American. So you got to understand why a lot of folks might find this a little bit distasteful. As far as the culture goes, somebody born in Alaska may be of the lineage, but I would argue, how did they grow up? You see what I'm saying? So again,
They didn't
what is
grow
the
up like
argument?
nobody in Baltimore or California. So
Say it
Right,
again.
but
That makes them
neither of those
less
three
black, I guess.
people have the same cultural experience. The Alaskan, the Baltimorean, or the Californian.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that.
I
There
mean,
are
if I
there are
grow
different
up,
but
subcultures, but unanimously it's share culture. I'm not gonna lie.
if I
okay,
grow up
check.
No, it's
in,
shared trauma, and that's not the same
Montana,
thing.
if I
You
grow
said
up in
it's shared
Montana,
trauma.
And that's not the same thing as shared culture.
Kenya.
Hold on,
Do I need
Kenya.
to
Hold on,
Like,
remind
Kenya.
you what your island looked like?
check, we could talk about
We can
Trinidad, but
talk
that's
about.
not.
hold on, because this is what I want to say. Because you keep bringing up culture and how you grow up, right? And to Kenya's point, we all, especially where we live, right? Dallas, Texas is different from New York. New York is different from California. California is different from Atlanta. And so when you keep bringing up culture, culture varies. So what are you talking about when you say culture? Because it looked like you just talking about black and niggas. And if
He
you
wants
ain't
to
a
argue, that's what
nigga,
it is.
then you ain't black. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, that's quite literally what I'm saying. If you not a nigga, if you're not American, you're not a nigga. And I can pull up the etymology of it. It's on
No,
my
but I'm talking
page.
about in culture when because you can be black in different ways. We just had that conversation where there are different types of black people, right? You don't have to be
What are
the
there are different
typical
types of
type to be
black?
considered black.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
as far as
So
culture,
can
as far as being raised.
so
As
Rashad,
far as
hold
like,
on.
give
Can
me an
I
example.
hold
Hold
on?
on. Give me an example of
Rashad,
different types of black.
I'll give you an
Me,
example. Me, I'm black. And my people are from Jamaica. Boom.
see,
you're
that's where
not
shit
black.
get. That's where
He
that's where
finna
things
tell
get
you
You see
you
fucked
what I'm
up.
not
saying? You're
black.
not
You
Okay,
shouldn't
black.
have never
okay. So
said
can
Yeah,
that.
we?
you're
Please,
not.
So
You're,
can
you're
y'all not
Jamaican.
know what I'm doing? No,
You're
please.
Jamaican.
Hold on, y'all. Hold
Please
on.
don't
So
say
I'm
that
not
right
here to
now.
talk
So
about
if I
somebody
can,
that's not black in their
so
own country.
Hold on, wait,
check.
one mic. Let's get to because Rasheem, you just walked in that, and then you gonna take the conversation somewhere else. I was not talking about that at all, Rasheem. I was talking about
Is
you
a
can
Jamaican a
have.
Puerto Rican regime?
Hold on, check, because we ain't getting to that point. What I'm saying is, like I said, some black guy that grew up in Montana herding cows is different from, the inner city black young kid growing up, right? So when I say black in culture and that the black experience, it varies. It seems like you're looking at black people and having one experience, and then that's how you're justifying it. For you to say that Alaskan folks, how did they grow up? What was the culture? It's America. What are we talking about? It don't matter. It could be a different type of black.
I think that's the disconnect. When me and you were having this conversation, you see what I'm saying? When we think of the culture of America, at least for Black Americans, most of it's going to stem from the South. You see what I'm saying? So those who have more deeper connection to those areas are culturally going to grow up a little bit different. So I'm not saying that one
Where do you
cannot
live now?
have excuse me, Jamaican.
Where do you live
I'm
now?
not saying, excuse me,
Y'all about to start
coconuts.
fighting. Stop. Wait.
Ooh.
Like
Let's
goddamn,
hold
coconuts.
on. Let's just have a informed conversation a little bit longer. Then the fights can start. But let's just have a little bit more understanding first, okay? Please. Let Chet go. Then we got Tony Dungy and H. Bush.
It's coconuts in Miami.
Go ahead, Chet.
Yeah, and it's Asians in Trinidad. Now
Go
back to
ahead,
what I was
Chet.
saying again.
And those are
Now,
Trinidad.
Yeah,
hold on now.
yeah.
This
It's
is
Asians in
slow, bro.
Trinidad
This guy's
owning
slow.
everything. Now back to what I was saying
Slow.
again. Excuse me. I see why buck breaking happened in the Caribbean because
Just
y'all are weak.
go, man.
Y'all are
Y'all
weak.
stop ad libbing.
I see why it was happening over there.
Your
Go
logic is
ahead,
Now
trash.
back
Chet.
to what I was saying again. Now back to what I was saying. Do I need to get my comb?
Shut your
Now back
what?
to what I was saying again. Like
Let him go. We don't need the ad libs. Y'all taking the conversation in a place that we ain't trying to go. We as in me. So let Check finish. because the more you interrupt, he just gonna go with the tit for tat. And we got other hands that got other perspectives. So let him go, and then we got Tony Dungy, H. Bush, and Cortland.
Yeah. So I think a little bit everybody's.
That's a double mute. Fist in the air for check. Check, don't say nothing sideways to where they feel like they gotta respond, please.
Yeah. As far as the denotation of culture, the customs, art, and social intuitions and achievements of a particular nation, people, and social group, that's what the definition of culture is. So when we're speaking about, I think the disconnect is that you're trying to argue subcultures versus culture. Yeah, we have different subcultures in Black America. No one said that we are uniformly all going through the same thing and we all do the same thing. No, that's not what I'm arguing. But for you to say, like, somebody growing up in Alaska is going to have a different experience on their blackness than somebody that grew up in the South. We can all agree on that. Yes, people from the East Coast, West Coast, South, Midwest, they have a different subculture of Black America. But the point was that y'all are trying to use imperialistic borders to say that when the United States acquired these lands that are not connected to the other 48 states, and then say that because they are United States territory, that they are the same thing, and they're not. Culturally, they're different. So if that coconut understands the difference between him and a Puerto Rican, but they're both Caribbean, why don't people understand the same thing when we're saying it? I
All right,
land.
No, you're
listen,
saying
I don't even know.
You're basically saying the Puerto Rican is not American.
It's not American.
Hold on,
All
wait.
right,
Is
man.
coconut derogatory? I don't know what's going on.
It
Y'all got
is.
your own slang
It's
or
very
what?
No, it's
It's
not.
very derogatory.
No, it's not. As
It
a
is.
residential Caribbean, no, it's
It is.
not.
As
He's
a
not
I'm
Black
crying.
disrespecting
American,
me, coconut bitch.
I'm
I
crying
got
every time
coconuts
coconut.
I don't
every
even know
day
what
when
this
I
well,
go
I'm
word
not your
home.
means.
bitch, but
coming from his bitch ass is definitely.
Oh, brother, we back to that. Stop it. Go ahead. I think it was, y'all got my, is it Tony Dungy? And then H. Bush, and then Cortland?
oh, I mean hate when I say it.
Okay, we got you, check. Go ahead.
No, you got me with coconut.
Look at Rasheed. Look at
Okay.
Rasheed.
I
Look at
like the
Rasheed. Can't
energy.
wait. Go ahead.
Brown on the outside, white on the inside.
Listen. I'm trying to keep it on the road. I need y'all to assist me, okay? Be my wingman. Be the passenger seat driver with me. Let's keep it on the road. Let's go, Tony Dungy.
Okay, so since we talking,
That's a double mute. My bad.
okay, I said I want to talk about the double dipping, right? The double dipping is great for everybody except for actual Black people. All right, because you look at somebody like Carmelo Anthony. Okay, so he gets to apply for anything that's for Latinos and still gets to apply for anything that's for Black people. Now I mean, like, but Black people, we don't get to do that. We are real specific. We don't get to apply for things for Africans, Caribbeans. Like when they have their own things, it's strictly for them. And like this goes to things like the Black Caucus. You look at the Latino Caucus of America. These are the congressmen of America. It's all Latinos. You see the Puerto Ricans over there. But then you go to the Black Caucus and you got people who claim to be Latino, people who claim to be Puerto Rican, Jamaican, African, everything. And making decisions for Black people, claiming to be the Black Caucus of America. You know what I mean? And it's like everybody gets to double dip, and I get to apply for things over here. I get to apply for things over there. The NAACP got a scholarship. I can apply for that. Like nothing is just for Black people. And that's where the double dipping actually does become a problem, because it's like, it's cool for everybody except for us.
Go ahead, Kenya. She about to jump out the seat. Then we gonna get to
Hitting that
Courtney.
nigga
No, H.
cook.
Oh
Bush.
my
Oh
God,
No,
no,
it's
no,
you
Bush.
know
It's
no,
Bush.
shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Because, Check, you said you wasn't in here, so let me just repeat myself very quickly, because now, again, we're getting into the weeds. Because before y'all got in here, I said ardent FBA supporter, okay? Whatever politically that FBA needs to do to get theirs, I'm for it. And I mean whatever y'all need to do. I'm not okay with politically speaking Black Americans being on the back end of flat blackness and what that means in this country. So please don't think that you're talking to somebody that doesn't understand what you're saying. When I say we're getting in the weeds, when a young man's father has passed away and is dead and gone, Okay? His dad is dead. My brother just had to bury his father. Okay, Rashad, you know what I'm talking about. That my father just lost his dad. So I don't mean to try to make it personal, but emotionally, there's a lot that starts to happen when those things take place. So for you to take him honoring his father's heritage when his father has passed and turn that into an FBA conversation and start to make political points, yes, I'm going to say we're in the weeds, okay? Because those two things don't have to happen and we don't have to blend them at all. We don't. Your point can still be your point. And I'm not saying you don't have one. You do.
Am I
You
allowed to
honestly
respond?
do.
No, let her finish.
He
We gotta
doesn't
get to the
mind,
hands.
bro.
We gonna get you
You
checked.
do have a
I
point,
mean, she said my
Fats.
He's
I'm
just
name,
not
but
talking
okay.
taking
shit.
that from you. But you don't get to sit up here and say that he can't honor his dead daddy's Puerto Rican heritage because of what black people gotta fight for politically in the US. No, you don't get to say that.
Yes, I do as a black person.
No, you
Yes,
All
I
don't.
right,
do. I can say
cause
whatever the
I
fuck I want,
hold on, cause I skipped my guy H. Bush.
and an
I skipped
immigrant ain't gonna
him.
check me on.
Listen, I skipped my guy H. Bush. We got to go to H. Bush in Cortland, Mick Gotti. Sisters Couch, you say it says parody account. I don't know if you're real or not. Send me a DM. Go
You
ahead,
literally
H. Bush.
celebrated Kim and
Hey,
Samuel's
listen,
death.
check
Now
one more
death is
time.
sensitive to you.
One more time, check, and you out of here,
Check,
buddy.
please.
We gotta keep it on the road. Go ahead, H. Bush.
What up, Shad? I came up here to say with the Puerto Rican territory stuff, like Alaska does not have a national basketball team. They connected to America. Puerto Rico do. So if Carmelo wanted to play for Puerto Rico, he could go play for Puerto Rico. If Carmelo
That's the
wanted
argument.
to, but that's true
This is
though because I
crazy.
got homies that's from not Senegal, fuck whatever.
Cameroon,
No, not Cameroon. They real darks. South Sudan. South
Sudan.
Sudan.
Sudan?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sudan. So they was playing on the national. They was playing in the FIBA shit last year. Nigga, y'all ain't really went to college. Y'all ain't really played basketball and really put in the work with the other people that have been here for that's from South Sudan that should be over there. But the American people is so high up in basketball where you do want to be over here in America playing basketball. So being black in America playing basketball do give you a up above everybody. I don't know if people really think it does, but it does though. So when Carmelo coming up there, I would have just felt better if he would have honored his mother too, because she was there every
He did.
day when
He
he
did.
went.
Would it have
He
made
did.
y'all feel
He
better
definitely
if
did.
he
He
wouldn't
talked
have
about his
mentioned
mom.
So do
Puerto
only
Rico at
certain people
all?
gotta respect people's turns?
Hold on, wait,
This
no, we getting to the hands.
no,
Hold on, check.
hold on, I'm
Hold your
almost
horses.
finished. I'm just saying
One,
how deeply he did his dad. I feel like he should have did his mom like that because my
He
mom
did.
been there every day.
H. Bush, you gotta go look at the whole thing. He hollered at mama too.
No,
But go
I
ahead,
saw it. Carmelo my favorite player, so I saw it. That's
You
why I
sure
said
about that?
it's just the Puerto Rican. Yeah, man, I'm a Carmelo Anthony fan, bro.
all right,
I knew
let's
he was
get to the
Puerto
hand.
Rican. He already was Puerto Rican back in Syracuse
I
with the
didn't know
tattoo.
he was Puerto Rican. I ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead, goddamn, y'all keep moving. Where's Cortland? Cortland? And then we got Mick Gotti and Rasheem.
Yeah, yeah. And this kind of be what I'm talking about, bro. Like, yeah, they got a national basketball team, quote unquote. Right? Yeah, that's cool. All of that's fine. But these are also the same people that share Native American blood with us.